The history of election in Indonesia began in 1955, the first general election after gaining independence from the Dutch in 1945. In 1955, election was held to elect member of the House of Representatives and the Constitutional Assembly. This election is often regarded as the most democratic in Indonesia's early history. Following a period of political instability and the rise of President Sukarno's guided democracy, elections were postponed. After Sukarno's fall and Suharto's rise to power, Indonesia entered the New Order era, during which the elections were held every 5 years. However, these elections were marked by limited political freedom and were heavily controlled by ensured victory for the ruling party, the Golkar. Reformacy, which began in 1998, ended Suharto's rule and led to significant political reform. The 1999 election was the first relatively free and fair election in decades, opening the way for multi-party democracy. Since then, elections have been held regularly for both the presidency and the parliament, with direct presidential election starting in 2004. Indonesian electoral system has evolved to become more transparent and inclusive, reflecting the country's commitment to democracy.
Elections are the process where citizens vote to choose their leaders, mayors, governors, members of parliament, presidents, and more. It is through elections that we hold our leaders accountable and ensure that our government reflects the will of the people.
Democracy is not just about voting every few years. It's about active participation. Stay informed, engage in discussion, volunteer, join community meetings, and advocate for the issues that matter to you. Your involvement helps build a stronger, more inclusive democracy.
Political education issues in Indonesia encompass several key areas. Firstly, there is a lack of civic education in schools, with a focus more on theory rather than practical political knowledge and citizen rights. Secondly, political awareness and literacy are low, particularly in rural areas, resulting in many citizens having limited understanding of the political system and their rights. Fourthly, low media and information literacy leads to the spread of misinformation and disinformation, affecting citizens' political decisions. The strong of influence of traditional and religious leaders in various regions can limit independent political thinking. Addressing these issues requires improvement in the education curriculum, enhanced media literacy, and increased access and engagement for marginalized groups in the political process. Fifthly, youth engagement in politics is lacking, as many young people perceive politics as irrelevant or corrupt, which limits their potential for positive change.
Money politics, often referred to as political corruption through financial meaning, has been a significant issue in Indonesia. It undermines democratic process through electoral outcome and perpetuates system corruption. Addressing money politics in Indonesia requires a multifaceted approach involving regulatory reform, enhanced transparency, public education, robust law enforcement, and political reform. By tackling this issue, Indonesia can strengthen its democratic process through good governance and build more equitable political system. Political education is crucial in Indonesia as it empowers citizens to actively participate in democracy, make informed decisions, and engage in civic life. By understanding their right and responsibility, individuals contribute more effective governance and make political stability. Additionally, political education fosters accountability and transparency, helping to combat corruption and ensure that public officials are held to high standards. Ultimately, it cultivates a more informed and engaged populace, which is essential for health and the progress of Indonesian democracy system.